Hey everyone, here's another video update for Treasure Reef, and in today's video we're gonna do a quick overview of the new tank that I've just set up. So the tank is less than 2 weeks old, so there's well, let's take a step back. What is the vision for the tank? What's going on with it? Some of you may see a dog in the background there because it's a see-through peninsula tank, and the dog is wearing a cone. For a few reasons. But let's come back to the tank. So some of you that have watched this channel before have seen this tank. This is my Ecotech focused aquarium that is lit by freshwater Radiance XR15s, and I actually had this first as a peninsula, then back to the wall, then different styles of freshwater aquarium. And I think it's been about 3 or 4 years since I've had it, and I love freshwater. I love freshwater aquarium, but I wanted something a little bit different, and I wanted to do something that I haven't done before. So I have repurposed this aquarium for salt water, and this is still running the XR15 lights that I really like, while on my other tank I use the XR15 Gen 5. This is, I think, the Gen 3 lights and freshwater, and it gives me a very daylight, like a true daylight view of aquarium. The other thing that I've done is I don't plan to have any SPS in here. So there is a couple of LPS, such as the 5ES, and you'll see, I'll talk about it in a second. But this is primarily stuff that's gonna move. So basically there's gonna be some water flow, and I want things to be moving, maybe a standing wave, the whole 9 yards. So the tank right now hasn't fully woken up. I think we should give it a few weeks before it's really gonna be awesome to look at. But having said that, right now let's talk about a few of the inhabitants and just the things that I've done. So first and foremost, again, anybody who has looked at the tank before, they know my love and affection towards powder blue tanks, but I've never kept the powder brown. So I've always picked the other one, and I think that now I want to spice it up a little bit and try something different. So I actually have decided that in this light, which is a daylight, the new I think the yellow and the brown, all of these colors, I think are really gonna shine, and I think there's a little bit of orange already coming up. He's a beautiful little fella. So can't think of a better fish to start the tank with. And here's the peninsula view. So another addition that I've just introduced is this cowrie snail, which is pretty big, right? I mean, this is my fist, so it's probably half the size of my fist. I've also brought my 5ES. So this 5ES, the green one in the back, has been with me for probably 8 years now, and it has definitely grown from a fist size to this, which is significantly bigger. Also, I've almost lost it. If you go back in probably 2 years ago, basically this thing was dead, and now you can see it almost fully recovered. And obviously you can't have a tank in my case without clowns, so I've introduced 2 clowns. I thought about doing other types of clowns, but I always come back to this bright orange and white background. Like I don't care about the designer clowns. I've always wanted a pair of golden maroons, but this might be very territorial in this aquarium, so that's why I've got these 2 guys in there. Now, ideally, a pair of golden maroons would have been amazing. So maybe, and actually, let's literally take a step back. So you see the Aquascape. I've actually thought a lot about it. So the way I have it designed is there's a rock formation on the right side, and then I want some empty space, and then a little bit of just something on the other side. So I'm still working on it, but right now the vision was that there would be like an anemone on this side and then everybody else in there. Now these two guys went straight into green star polyps here, and they're not really going after the anemone. So who knows, maybe I will at some point replace and move these guys into another tank, and then if I can get my hands on a healthy pair of two golden maroons, maybe they'll go in this corner here, and that would be my anemone island. Now this anemone had split, and one piece actually ended up on this rock. I don't think I'll be able to get it out, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do there. Now there's 5 rocks here, and I think each rock will have its own theme. So the one on the left is going to be green star polyps. The one here, I haven't decided yet. There will be the one in the middle. This is going to be Euphilia. So there's 2 types of frog spawn. Later on, there's going to be a few torches, and then I think like a Neptocania in the back, and then leather coral on the right. And then I've got some gonies here. So haven't yet figured out how this is all gonna pan out, but that's the vision. Now let's take another look first of all from this angle here, and a little bit of the top view, a little bit of this view here. So I like it a lot. This is really like a shallow reef. There's lots of movements. When the green star polyps wakes up, it's pretty amazing. So by the way, if you are not subscribed to my Instagram, you can find me at Treasure Corals. That's the nick. And if you do that, you'll see quite a few reels and close-ups, and I'm trying to do a little bit of better production quality there. So Treasure Corals is the Instagram page. So coming back to this tank, so a few more points. One, I want things that are moving as much as possible. Two, anything that looks amazing under blue light and like super expansive and awesome stuff doesn't look great at all when it's daylight. So for example, I've got 2 anemones here. Both look okay-ish, but I think one of them is like a really fancy whatever is the new hotness right now, and it looks amazing under the blue light. But here they two just look a little bit like 2 overgrown aiptasias. And speaking of aiptasia, I do have a little bit of aiptasia right here that I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with. Now, same goes for other coral. Like, the one on the left is kind of golden hammer. The right is the regular green one, and yet here they, nothing to write home about. And that's fine. I really want to concentrate on things that have this intrinsic color to them, not necessarily relying on fluorescence. You'll also notice that I have these green star polyps. I'm really happy with it. This is really awesome. When it all opens up, it's just amazing. Now, same goes for the goni. It's a nice color. So overall, the tank lights up, and this is what it looks like throughout the day. But then towards the night, I do kick in a little bit of the blue light from the XR15, so I can actually enjoy it as if it would be the dawn, watching the shallow reef at the dawn. But right now, I really like that look. I really like that I can actually see the inhabitants. There's going to be probably a lot more creatures in here, different cleaners, also whatever. I'm still stocking, so there's also a 6-line wrasse right here. So if you have some suggestions on what I should stock it with, please write in the comments below. I'm thinking of Flame Angel, I want to introduce something kind of red color, maybe a purple tank. I've never kept a purple tank before, and that would be a pretty cool addition, but I'm not sure how it's gonna go with the powder brown. And I'd love to go with more angels, but this is only a 4-foot tank. I'm not sure how well this is gonna pan out. Now, let's quickly talk about the equipment. So there's no sump in here. This is a canister filter, which makes this whole thing just one box. There's nothing underneath the stand, and I think I really like it. There's no heaters, there's nothing else in here. It gives you this very airy view to the tank. There's no overflow, so it's pretty awesome from that perspective. And just overall, it's there's no skimmer, there's nothing else. I plan to do just a bit of a water change, and I don't know if I'll be necessarily doing any dosing. I'm just gonna see how it goes then. Now, what else to cover? So over the next, this is how I've started it. So this is a tank I've brought all the live rock from a few other tanks that I had, and some of it was curing. I've also added a little bit of established media into the filter. So the tank is pretty much instant cycled with lots of coral in here already that add with the bacteria and just filtration. And you can see that overall things are not too bad. I'm gonna concentrate on the feeding. I'm gonna concentrate on making sure that we go through this phase as soon as possible. There is a little bit of diatom, but probably within a week they're going to be gone, and then we'll see. I'll keep an eye on any coralline algae, because if that comes, then it's probably going to be fairly straightforward after that. So, completely new type of tank. I've never done this before. I'm happy to have yet another saltwater tank in my household. It's a lot of fun. There's nothing like setting up a new tank. Let me know in the comments below what you think would be maybe some downsides, maybe some pitfalls or to watch out for, as well as what should I stock it with. Now that I've done this video, I'm already thinking that maybe the clown's gonna go someplace else, and this is gonna be a pair of golden maroons in this corner here. That would be pretty awesome. Like, I love the color and just trying something different. But also, what tanks should I add, if any? Should I go all angel on this? Should I do something different? Let me know. I'm really curious. So hopefully this was a pretty exciting video for you, and stay tuned. More content to come. Once again, Treasure Corals on Instagram. See you.